A bleak, forbidding land shaped by the winds, where timeless dunes as old as the earth shift through the ages. Pure, vast, seemingly impenetrable. But every desert has its gem. A gleaming, pulsating city emerges from the sands. Doha, Qatar. A city that has everything anyone could ever want. This is where East meets West, where modernity meets tradition and history. World-class museums and architecture that beckons the future. High-end shopping next to age-old souks with exotic cuisines and flavors from all over the world. And there's birds, lots of birds. Qatar is at the forefront of hosting major sporting events such as the 2022 FIFA World Cup and one of the most thrilling powerboating series on the water, the UIM F1H2O World Championship. The 2015 season kicks off here in Doha for the 11th time. Teams and racers from all over the world descend on Qatar to battle it out for the 2015 championship. So strap yourself in, the season is about to get underway. There are 9 teams and 16 drivers competing in the 11th Grand Prix of Qatar. There's been a major shakeup in the sport, with old allies joining new teams and old rivalries resurfacing. The man to beat, Frenchman Philippe Chiappe of China CTIC team. He has a brand new number on his boat, number 1. A number he fought 12 long, hard years to get, and he finally got it in 2014. Chiappe is the defending UIM F1H2O World Champion.
We are very happy to continue. We are stay with all guys, and the passion is there, and we want another time the World Championship.
Chiappe wrested that number 1 spot from a devastated Alex Carella in the last race of 2014, breaking his hold on a back-to-back 3-year championship spree by the Italian. Alex Carella has now left Qatar team to join Team Abu Dhabi with its new team manager, the legendary Guido Capellini. Capellini replaces his old rival Scott Gilman, who'd been team manager at Team Abu Dhabi for 15 years. But Gilman started his own outfit, Emirates Team, signing on the talented Ahmed Al-Hamali.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's first race for me in Formula 1. I feel a pressure, you know. So I need to show a good result and keep fighting same as before, and I'm looking for a championship.
It happened very quickly a couple of weeks ago, so we were very surprised by everything. Ahmed came with us from Abu Dhabi team, and we had some great support in Abu Dhabi to create another team in the 2 weeks. So it's been a lot of work.
Gilman's long 10-year rivalry with Capellini now resumes as team managers.
It's very good for the sport, because the challenge before is in the water and now is outside of the water. It's fun.
For sure, I mean, it's a very strong rivalry. It's been up and down, and some good times and some bitter times. So You know, for sure it drives me more, and we really want to beat him this year like no other year in a long time.
Al-Hamli will be racing in a very short and very fast renovated F2 boat, while Alex Carella races a long boat designed for endurance racing and races alongside F1000 driver and F1H2O rookie David Delpin, who replaces Thani Al-Kamzi. Chiap's biggest rival and Alex Carella's old teammate, last year's world number 3 Sean Torrente, stays on to race for Qatar team. He no longer has to play second fiddle to Alex Carella.
Not having Alex as a teammate, I should say, is going to be different in the way that we're allowed to race each other without any rules. We know each other really well. We raced together for 3 years, and we know our strengths and our weaknesses. But now we're allowed to actually engage when we're right next to each other. Before we had some team rules as far as we're only allowed to race for the last 5 or 10 laps, but if we're running 1-2. So now we can do it for the whole 40 or the whole 50 or whatever it takes. You know, we'll find out who's on top at the end of the year, and I think with the strength of our team, we can do that.
This could also be the year of the rising rookies. There's Eric Stark in Team Nautica, a formidable outfit that also features Marit Stromoy. And then there's Jesper Fors, who performs better and better with every race, alongside experienced veteran Jonas Andersson in Team Sweden. Francesco Cantando of Motoglass F1 team enters the 150th Grand Prix race of his career, which started back in 1996. He's joined by F1 newcomer Bernd Enzenhofer. No changes at Mad Croc Baba Racing as Sami Celio continues his quest for a third World Championship title alongside Philip Roms. As for F1 GC Atlantic team, they've got Duarte Benavente and Yusuf Al-Rubayyan. The Doha circuit is always tricky with unpredictable winds and rollers from the open sea. This year's course is a 5-pin circuit with the yellow right-hander on the far side from the Corniche.
Now, unfortunately, the conditions are hard. It's really rough. Looking from here, it doesn't look so bad, but once you're out there, you will find a lot of holes in the water. So I hope it will get better, and let's wait and see.
The weather conditions only got worse, giving teams limited time to practice and choose the right setups. The qualifying was postponed to the morning of the last day. Conditions were slightly improved on the morning of the qualifier, with a pressure on to figure out the right setup.
We didn't have any practice time to be able to set up the boat. We bet with props for the qualifying, and right now it's going worse and worse. It's becoming the same problem of yesterday. Let's hope that we have time enough to set up anytime.
The setup feels good, that much what we tried there, but of course now the speed will be much higher today, the weather condition is better, so it's a big question mark, and now to find the right setup and the right prop, because there's no really time to test it. Now we go straight for the time trials and you need to push maximum, so let's hope we choose the right one and be in the top.
As usual, the field of boats would be reduced to 12 in Q1, then 6 in Q2, as those remaining boats get the course for themselves and 2 laps apiece to set their fastest lap times in their quest for the all-important pole position. In Q1, the big surprise was the early exit of experienced Portuguese driver Duarte Benavente of F1 Atlantic team. Marit Stromoy had problems with her power steering. Philip Roms was off the pace, and also out was Bernd Enzenhofer, still just getting a feel for his boat. In Q2, it was a frantic fight for a place in the final 6. Alex Carella gave it all he had, but he wasn't racing in an ideal boat, and he couldn't make the cut. Despite a valiant effort right till the end, Youngsters Jesper Fors of Team Sweden and David Delpin of Team Abu Dhabi also bowed out. Contando was unable to make the cut, as was youngster Zhongzi Wei of China CTIC.
It's really rough. It's undrivable situation.
Sami Celios set the pace in Q2, and he'd go out last in Q3, preceded by Chiap and Torrente. Q3, where the last 6 drivers battled it out for pole. First up was Ahmed Al-Hamli, whose boat was loving the relative calm of the Q3 course. He laid a great time of 44.25.
I'm happy to be in the top 6. For me, it's important to be in the top 6 continuing the race. Especially now, the time is very tight.
Next out was Eric Stark, but the young Swede didn't have an answer to Al-Hamli's pace. He was followed by Yusuf Al-Rubayyan, but Al-Rubayyan wasn't fast enough. Next up was the defending world champion, Philipp Chiap. He was gunning it around the course, his boat famously fast. He had it! The Frenchman recorded a blistering time of 43.30 to take provisional pole from Al-Hamli. But he would have no time to relax, as he was followed by Sean Torrente, who on pole here last race as well. A 2-time Grand Prix winner here, Torrente knows these waters, and he and his team knows the perfect setup. It was a ridiculous time, 42.75. Torrente almost a second faster than Chiap. Outstanding. Just one man left to go, Sami Celios. The Finnish driver has the most qualifying wins of any driver out there, but would he have what it takes to beat Torrente in Doha? Celios' first lap, his engine shuts down around turn number 1. He experiences a similar thing in his second lap, and the Finn has to settle for 5th on the grid.
It's really fast. I was worried because Ahmed had great water. When I went out, it wasn't so great, but the boat's awesome, team's awesome. Number 1, baby, come on, let's start it off with a win.
That gives pole position for the second Qatar Grand Prix in a row to Sean Torrente, and he'll be in the driver's seat for the race. He's on his way to a 3rd Qatar Grand Prix, to the delight of the home crowd. First race of the year, the Grand Prix of Qatar was underway, with rough conditions expected as usual and unpredictable winds.
Oh, it's going to be a dogfight. I mean, it's going to be rough. You're going to have to manage the water the best you can. You know, we always say, and at least we do on our team, when it gets real bad, you get a certain number of laps you get to go around this place before it's going to bite you eventually. And hopefully when it bites you, it doesn't take you over. It might just mess you up a little bit.
The starting lineup, Torrente with pole, then Chiap, Al-Hamli and Al-Rubayyan. Celios in 5th ahead of Stark. Behind Anderson and Contando is the young Jesper Fors, then Carella, who has his work cut out for him. Stromoy and Benevente way at the back. But already there's a man out. Bernd Enzenhofer of Motorglass F1 team unable to start the race. Weather conditions continued to pose a serious problem for officials, who decided to go ahead with the race, but with a rolling start instead of the usual pontoon sprint to the commitment buoy. The rolling start gives an advantage to the pole sitter, eliminating the opportunity to get the jump on the lead boat in that starting straight melee. Timing is crucial, and a lot of work rests with the driver's radio people. In the timing area, all teams' eyes are on the UIM race commissioner, Luis Ribeiro, waiting to see when he'll raise the green flag. Boats get into their starting lineup order on the circuit as they slowly motor around, waiting for the start. Green flag, the race is on. Torrente has a comfortable start, already with a seconds lead on Philippe Chiappe. Behind them, Al-Hamali in third, under pressure from Yusuf Al-Rubayyan to his starboard, but Al-Hamali holds off the Kuwaiti. In a battle for fifth spot, Eric Stark is passing Sami Celio, the young Swede, bringing the fight to the Finnish ace. No change in the top four there. Cantando in his 150th Grand Prix race start, taking a wide outside line with Jesper Fors and Alex Carella moving in to take advantage. Boats coming around to that notorious turn number 5. This is always the trickiest corner with the strange winds, the reverberating waves off the nearby coast, the sea rollers, and the sharp 90-degree corner. Eric Stark gaining on Al-Rubayyan as they head into turn boy 1. Eric Stark has it. What a start for the young Swede, who moves up to 4th position. Behind the lead boats, a three-way battle between Francesco Cantando, Jesper Fors, and Alex Carella in a fight for 8th. We're on Chiappe's Raptor boat that won him the world title last year as he chases Torrente, who's opening a comfortable gap with Chiappe as they enter the 4th lap.
No pressure, Chiappe, pull him back, Chiappe.
Torrente is in his element here. He likes Qatar. He's a 2-time Grand Prix champion here. He and his team know these waters. Francesco Cantando appears to be falling back, and he lets young Jesper Fors in on the inside as the young Team Sweden driver bumps Cantando, as does Alex Carella. Cantando's woes continue as Philip Roms and Marit Stromoy move up on the inside. Cantando appears to have a problem. Big battle for 8th place as Jesper Fors moves up on 3-time world champion Alex Carella. Fors on the inside, Carella on the outside, the two locking horns. Carella holding off the young Swede for the time being. Celio maintaining 6th, his cockpit awash in water, sun in the eyes, pushing hard on Al-Rubayyan. Jesper Fors has it. He overtakes Alex Carella to move up into 8th position. Great racing from the young Swede, who's looking to step out of Jonas Andersson's shadow as he goes from strength to strength. A former champion here in 2012, Ahmet Al-Hamali has been holding his own in 3rd position. He has by far the shortest boat out there. That makes these conditions extra challenging for him. But he also has exceptional speed if he can keep a smooth line and negotiate the wind and waves well. David Delpin, in his first ever F1H2O race, trying to overhaul the experienced Duarte Benavente. And he has it! David Delpin looking very comfortable in an F1 boat, enjoying the racing out there. In the driver's seat, Sean Torrente, on course so far for a 3rd Qatar Grand Prix. Jesper Fors still fending off the Alex Carella challenge as the Team Sweden boats go back-to-back. Fors' teammate Andersson right ahead of him. Fors comes in on the inside and he overtakes Andersson, who has to veer off to avoid crashing into Fors, with Carella steering well clear along the outside. There we see Carella from his onboard as he tries to salvage what he can from this race. Yusuf Al-Rubayyan holding his own out there, but he cannot fend off Sami Celio, the Finnish 2-time world champion in his 125th race start here, moves up on the Kuwaiti. And there's Jesper Fors again, coming up on Al-Rubayyan from the inside, Fors moving into 6th behind Celio. Al-Rubayyan's woes are not over, as Jonas Andersson also sets his sights on the Kuwaiti, but Al-Rubayyan eventually relinquishes his spot to both Andersson and Carella. Torrente opens a dominating 10-second lead on Chiappe, Stark in 4th, but with Celio and Fors fast coming up on him from behind. Further back, Philip Roms and Marit Stromoy are locking horns, Stromoy trying to overhaul the young Finn. 14 laps into the race, Sami Celio trying to reclaim the position he lost to Eric Stark, but Stark is not backing off despite Celio's best efforts. Some serious G-force there as Celio gets knocked about. And he catches up with Stark on that turn boy 4. But Stark presses on that throttle as they come around and drive straight into that evening sun. While fending off Celio, Stark has moved within striking distance of Ahmed Al-Hamali. They come around turn boy 1. Al-Hamali knows he has to hold on here and fend off the raging Swede as the three boats lock horns, battling for third place. Coming around on lap 21, Al-Hamali continues to fend off Stark and Celio. Celio moves up on Stark. The two drivers are neck and neck. Celio leaves Stark in his spray. Celio overhauls the Swede to move up into fourth. Now Celio is right up there with Al-Hamali. What a surge from the Finnish champion. Celio pushing to the max, going head to head on the top straight. They collide! Celio jumps off an edge and his boat goes crashing into Al-Hamali on the inside. That was a big collision, but it looks like they're okay. A shame for both drivers. Here it is on the replay. Celio catches an edge. He tries to correct, but there's no time for Al-Hamali to see what's happening, and the two collide, ending their race. Here's the view from David Delpin's onboard. Delpin is the luckiest driver of the day to avoid becoming a part of that whole mess. Both drivers emerged unscathed, but their title hopes off to a bad start for 2015. And that's a yellow flag with just 17 laps to go in the race as conditions get rougher and rougher.
Yeah, I was overtaking Stark and Ahmed, and then it was so rough. For me, this is over the line now. I never raced. This is my 125 race in my life, and there's no sense with this boat. Yeah, okay. But okay, we're trying at the boat jump a little bit, but Ahmed probably didn't see me with the water spray and thought I was already past him, so I don't know, it was racing accident and shit, it happened now. I was in the good speed. Okay.
The two boats get towed off the course, Al-Hamali taken off but unhurt. What a shame for the new Emirates team with their new boat totaled on their first race. They have a lot of work ahead of them. Team manager Scott Gilman is feeling the pain back there as he contemplates the team's next move. Meanwhile, the race is on a yellow flag and the officials decide to run the remaining laps out on the yellow. Bad luck for Jesper Fors. He has to retire on a yellow, relinquishing the position he fought so hard to get. Talk about crossing an ocean and drowning in a river. Sean Torrente is the Qatar Grand Prix winner. He gets his third title here. Shiap runner-up. Eric Stark is third. A great day for Qatar team. What a team effort they put in, and what a great race from Torrente. The final results: Torrente outclasses the field in Qatar. Shiap settles for runner-up. Stark on the podium in third ahead of Anderson, and Carella ends up with fifth place after Celio and Al-Hamali crash out. Great result for Eric Stark and his teammate Stromoy, finishing sixth as Team Nautica finished second on the team standings. China CTIC third.
Really amazing race, and it was so rough, and it's really incredible that these boats can go in this water. So really fun to drive, and it's really fun to have done it, and it's done.
It's very hard race. I think it's my very hard race in my career, and I don't like that we can't drive the boat when you want, and the wave sometimes decide when you turn. I think for the championship, my second place is good. I think we can make a good championship. It's very long, and the second is in Evian at home.
Man, I'll tell you what, the whole day was awesome. Our pole position was awesome. The new boat is it's stupid good. I mean, it's really good. I'm really proud of my team. I need to thank the new head of the Qatar Sailing and Water Sports Foundation or Federation, which is Khalid Al-Suwaidi and Hassan Bilal, for doing just a great job and keeping us going in the right direction, hopefully. So we look forward to France.
The F1H2O flag passes to the next host city, a brand new and exciting addition to the F1H2O calendar, Evian, France. See you there for round 2.